Welcome back YouTube, it's Jafer, and today we're going to take a look at the SteelSeries Aerox 3. We kind of saw this coming, right, with the Rival 3 back in January, and then fast forward a little bit, we ran into the Rival 3 wireless. And this was actually leaked on and off without SteelSeries actually acknowledging its existence, and now that we have it here, let's dive into this guy. Alright guys, the Aerox 3 by SteelSeries is going to run you $99.99 in the US. It works on your PC, Mac, and Xbox. It is a right-handed ambi mouse, so the buttons are only going to be on the left side. It is 120.5 millimeters long, 57.9 millimeters at the grip, right around 67 at the widest point here, and then 37.9 at its height. It does use the TrueMove Air sensor, which is a proprietary sensor by SteelSeries. It does go from 200 DPI all the way to 18,000 in 100 DPI increments, which is really nice. And then, of course, your typical 1,000 hertz polling rate and 1 millisecond latency. There is PTFE feet on here, although I will say they are definitely not the quietest of feet. On these feet, they are in all four corners, and they are rather tapered. You can see by the lighting there. They're kind of scratchy though, and I'm not too sure why that is. While they're not heat treated or virgin PTFE feet, whatever material is used, obviously it is your standard Teflon, but it would have been nice to see SteelSeries do a little bit more with these because they are kind of scratchy, although I will give them credit, they do glide well. So they have that scratchy sound, but in the end they do perform, and I do like that. The Aerox 3 does have a rating of IP54, and for those that don't know, essentially what that means by SteelSeries, they're calling it the Aqua Barrier. It is water resistant and dust resistant, so it's not dust tight, but it's sufficient enough that if dust were to get into the mouse itself, it's not going to impede the operating ability of the mouse. And then when it comes to the water resistance, it is resistant from water splashes from all sides. So if you end up spilling something on your desk with this mouse, you will be fine. The one thing I don't like, and you will see, is you can see the ketchup and mustard. It would have been nice if they would have actually made the PCB board or the wiring all black, so that way that wasn't so easily exposed. It's kind of me nitpicking, but I guess if you're going to make a honeycomb mouse and it looked this nice looking, it would have been nice to at least look at that detail and make the wiring blend into the PCB a little bit more, but maybe that's just me. And with this being a wireless mouse, you do have more than one option. It is a 2.4 gigahertz wireless mouse, so you do get your dongle that's going to have your USB-C connection on both sides, as well as Bluetooth. But Bluetooth is 5.0 or newer, so keep that in mind if you do have any older devices. On a single battery, that Bluetooth is going to last you 200 hours, which is awesome. Now, that's really only for productivity though, like if you're working from home or you take this to your office, because it does drop the polling rate down to 125 hertz, so keep that in mind. In normal gaming practices, you're going to want to use the wireless dongle. That gets you 80 hours. And if you find yourself logging in to play a game and the battery is dead, fear not, as with this being a USB-C, pop this in for 15 minutes in the front of the mouse right here, and within 15 minutes you'll get 40 hours of battery life, which is awesome. So here's just a brief comparison of other popular wireless mice with their connectivity laid out. It's never really the biggest selling point, but it's nice to have a presentable looking wireless dongle setup on your desk. The Razer Viper Ultimate's going to reign though, as it is its own charging dock where the USB sits, as well as adjustable RGB. Everything else, including the new SteelSeries, is going to be extremely basic. It's your Type-C adapter, and then your Type-C cable is just going to plug into this dongle here. And when you need to charge the mouse, you simply unplug it and plug it right in to itself. Now onto the shape and structure of the mouse itself. It does use a textured ABS plastic all along its surface, which is really nice. It gives a really good grip. My hand does not get warm in any way. I will say though, that type of plastic, you will see if you end up putting a lot of miles onto this mouse, it'll start to wear in where your fingers are resting. So keep that in mind, which is pretty normal with that type of plastic. The holes are only going to be on mouse 1 and 2, as well as the top and the very bottom. The bottom, I will say, between the holes and the shroud of the RGB housing, I have a dog, and for whatever reason, I'm getting dog hair shoved in between here. So it's obviously collecting material from my mouse pad. And so while I don't think that's necessarily going to be a game breaker, it's something you're going to want to have canned air for to continuously clean that out, because nothing seemed to be impacting the innards of the mouse, but the plastic here is definitely collecting a lot of stuff. Outside of that, though, the shape is a very safe shape. Not only is it extremely sturdy, but the shape itself is good for anyone that is a claw or fingertip gamer. It does not have an overexposed hump or anything too aggressive. The sides are very nice and even. Nothing that's going to encourage you to hold the mouse one way or the other. You definitely have free reign on how you want to handle it. So this here is just a split-second idea on what to give you on the shape of the Aerox 3 versus its competitors like the S2, the Burst Pro, the XM1, and the G Pro Wireless. Again, this is a very safe shape. It doesn't have a much of a pronounced hump like the S2 or even the XM1 or the Burst Pro. It's a little bit safer on the shape like the G Pro Wireless, but it is at a lower profile than the G Pro Wireless. The scroll wheel itself feels really good, nice and tactile, nothing too sharp or nothing too soft on the steps. And then, of course, the side buttons. The side buttons, I will say, are absolute trash, though. They're just really narrow. They're really thin. They feel like a broken toothpick because they're really sharp. They're like angular right here. And maybe that's so that way your thumb can catch it if you're lifting the mouse. But I'll tell you what, it is not side buttons that I want to use when I'm gaming. So hopefully in the next iteration, or the Aerox 5 or 7, whatever they decide to go with next, they use different side buttons, because this is not a good design. Outside of that, then, we have mouse 1 and 2. They're using golden micro switches, which are mechanical switches rated for 80 million clicks, and those are also dust proof. So let's go ahead and give you a sound test of everything on here. So what do I think at the end of it all? For $99, I think that this is a really great mouse. There are some features that I do wish didn't exist, such as some of the basic Engine 3 software options and side buttons 1 and 2. And unfortunately, we're used to it with the Viper Ultimate and the G Pro Wireless, that as soon as your desk even breathes or you bump into it or anything at all, it wakes up that mouse. With this, you do have to click and then wait like 1 to 1.5 seconds for the mouse to wake up, and then you can use it again. Now, the grand scheme of things, that might not be a big deal, but when you're used to something, that extra second does kind of get a little bit annoying when you're in a hurry or you're in the middle of something and the mouse goes to sleep on you. It is not adjustable within the Engine 3 yet, but it does seem like something that SteelSeries could update later on in the future to allow a more prompt wake up, just like its competitors. But outside of that, though, $99, this is a great mouse. It does have a great sensor. It's extremely sturdy, durable. It's got the water resistance built in. Perfect honeycomb cutout without anything hitting the sides. The scroll wheel sounds good. The clicks are good. It is a great mouse. It's just the side buttons is what kills me. But outside of that, that's it for me. Please let me know in the comments what you think of this mouse, if you're really excited to pick it up this holiday season, or you're going to wait for that Aerox 5 announcement, or even maybe Logitech Superlight that's being teased in about a week. But until then, I appreciate you guys watching the video. If you liked it, please hit like and subscribe if you're looking for more content like this. And until next time, stay safe.